Welcome to the Mind Shelf. We all face moments when the path feels too challenging and giving up seems like the only option. But you're here because you're seeking strength. Today, we bring you, when you feel like quitting, these quotes will push you forward. Discover powerful words designed to reignite your resolve and propel you past every obstacle. Let's find the courage to keep going.
1. Some of the biggest challenges in relationships come from the fact that most people enter a relationship in order to get something. They're trying to find someone who's going to make them feel good. In reality, the only way a relationship will last is if you see your relationship as a place that you go to give, and not a place that you go to take. This quote reminds us that enduring relationships are built on a foundation of selfless giving and contribution, not on self-serving expectations of what you can receive from others. Selflessness sustains genuine connection. 2. We are defined by the stories we tell ourselves. Here's what that really means. Our identity, self-perception, and reality are powerfully shaped by the narratives and beliefs we internalize about ourselves. Your internal story creates your external life. 3. There are no real successes without rejection. The more rejection you get, the better you are. The more you've learned, the closer you are to your outcome. If you can handle rejection, you'll learn to get everything you want. This quote reminds us that rejection is an inevitable and valuable part of the journey to success. The more you face and learn from it, the more resilient and capable you become, ultimately leading to greater achievement. 4. The meaning and the purpose behind some events are unknowable. This is the ultimate test of our faith. We must trust that everyone in life is here to learn different lessons at different times. That good and bad experiences are only the perceptions of man. After all, some of your worst experiences have truly been your best. They have sculpted you, trained you, developed within you a sensitivity, and set you in a direction that reaches out to impact your ultimate destiny. Here's what that really means. Some of life's events defy immediate understanding, serving as tests of faith. We must trust in life's lessons, knowing that perceived good and bad are subjective, and even difficult experiences can profoundly shape and guide us towards our destiny. 5. Only those who have learned the power of sincere and selfless contribution experience life's deepest joy, true fulfillment. This quote reminds us that the most profound and lasting happiness comes from genuine, altruistic acts of giving to others rather than from self-serving pursuits. 6. Sometimes not getting what you want can be the most valuable experience of your entire life. Here's what that really means. Unfulfilled desires or setbacks can often lead to unexpected lessons, redirect you to better paths, or foster growth that ultimately proves more beneficial than achieving your initial goal. 7. The path to success is to take massive, determined action. This quote reminds us that achieving success requires consistent, substantial, and resolute effort. Significant progress is driven by powerful, unwavering action. 8. Begin to live as though your prayers are already answered. Here's what that really means. Approach life with the mindset of already having achieved your desires, fostering an attitude of faith, confidence, and gratitude that can help manifest your goals. 9. The most important thing you can do to achieve your goals is to make sure that as soon as you set them, you immediately begin to create momentum. This quote reminds us that, after setting objectives, the most crucial step is to take immediate action to build inertia and maintain progress. Quick starts create powerful momentum. 10. You are now at a crossroads. This is your opportunity to make the most important decision you will ever make. Forget your past. Who are you now? Who have you decided you really are now? Don't think about who you have been. Who are you now? Who have you decided to become? Make this decision consciously. Make it carefully. Make it powerfully. This quote reminds us that, at any given moment, you have the profound power to redefine yourself and consciously choose your future identity, irrespective of your past. This deliberate self-determination is life's most impactful decision.
11. There is a force that controls all your decisions. It influences how you think and feel every moment you're alive. It determines what you will do and what you will not do. It determines how you feel about anything that occurs in your life. That force is your beliefs. Here's what that really means. Your fundamental beliefs are the powerful underlying force that shapes your thoughts, emotions, actions, and reactions, ultimately determining your life's course. 12. More than anything else, I believe it's our decisions, not the conditions of our lives, that determine our destiny. This quote reminds us that your ultimate future is shaped predominantly by the choices you make, rather than being dictated by your circumstances or external factors. You hold agency over your fate. 13. Yesterday does not equal tomorrow. Forget the past and move towards your goals. Here's what that really means. Your previous experiences or failures do not predetermine your future. Release the past and focus your energy on pursuing your current aspirations. 14. Whatever happens, take responsibility. This quote reminds us that, regardless of circumstances, you should always accept accountability for your actions and the outcomes you face. Personal responsibility is key. 15. What are you going to focus on? That's what affects everybody's life. If you focus on what you can't control, you're a little crazy inside, angry and depressed. If you focus most of the time on what you don't have instead of what you do have, you're going to be extremely unhappy. This quote reminds us that your chosen focus profoundly shapes your emotional state and life experience. Concentrating on what you can't control or what you lack leads to unhappiness, while concentrating on what you can control and what you do have fosters well-being. 16. The minute you start keeping score, you're destroying the relationship. Here's what that really means. Maintaining a tally of favors or grievances in a relationship undermines genuine connection and reciprocity. True relationships thrive on unconditional giving, not transactional accounting. 17. Individuals who succeed have a belief in the power of commitment. If there's a single belief that seems almost inseparable from success, it's that there's no great success without commitment. If you look at successful people in any field, you'll find they're not necessarily the best and the brightest, the fastest and the strongest. You'll find they're the ones with the most commitment. This quote reminds us that unwavering commitment is the most defining characteristic of successful individuals, often outweighing inherent talent or strength. It's persistent dedication that truly leads to great achievement. 18. The road to someday leads to a town of nowhere. Here's what that really means. Procrastinating on your goals by always postponing action to a vague someday will inevitably lead to inaction and failure. Delaying indefinitely results in never starting. 19. Time is the capital of your life, so spend it wisely. This quote reminds us that time is your most valuable and finite resource, urging you to invest it judiciously in pursuits that align with your true priorities and goals. 20. The only people without problems are those in cemeteries. It is not what happens to us that separates failures from successes. It is how we perceive and what we do about what happens that makes the difference. This quote reminds us that challenges are an inherent part of life for everyone. The distinction between failure and success lies in your interpretation of events and your proactive response to them.
21. For changes to be of any true value, they've got to be lasting and consistent. Here's what that really means. Meaningful transformation requires not just temporary shifts, but sustained and steady adherence to new behaviors or mindsets. Consistency is key to impactful change. 22.
Anything can be achieved with a strong enough why. This quote reminds us that a clear, compelling purpose or motivation provides immense drive and enables you to overcome any obstacles in pursuit of your goals. A powerful reason fuels extraordinary effort. 23. If we believe in magic, we'll live a magical life. Here's what that really means. Adopting a mindset that embraces possibility and wonder can lead to a life filled with extraordinary experiences and unexpected positive outcomes. Your belief system shapes your reality. 24. Lack of emotion causes lack of progress and lack of motivation. This quote reminds us that a deficiency of strong feelings or passions often results in stagnation and an absence of drive. Emotion is a vital fuel for action and advancement. 25. You are as strong as you think you are. You can achieve things you think you can achieve. It's all in your head. Here's what that really means. Your perceived strength and ability to achieve are largely determined by your own beliefs and mental self-perception. Your mindset sets your limits and potential. 26. It's not about the goal. It's about becoming the type of person that can accomplish the goal. This quote reminds us that the true value of pursuing a goal lies not just in achieving the objective, but in the personal transformation and development that occurs during the journey. The process of becoming is more important than the destination. 27. Pain is part of life. Suffering is an option. Here's what that really means. While discomfort and difficulty are inevitable aspects of existence, prolonged suffering often results from your chosen attitude and interpretation of that pain. You can control your reaction. 28. As simplistic as this may sound, commitment is still the common denominator separating those who live their dreams from those who live in regret. This quote reminds us that, despite its apparent simplicity, unwavering commitment is the fundamental difference between individuals who achieve their aspirations and those who look back with regret. 29. I do believe I am special. My special gift is my vision, my commitment, and my willingness to do whatever it takes. Here's what that really means. This individual defines their unique talent not as inherent ability, but as a cultivated blend of foresight, unwavering dedication, and an extreme willingness to exert necessary effort to achieve goals. 30. If I'm committed, there is always a way. This quote reminds us that an unwavering commitment to a goal often reveals pathways and solutions that seemed non-existent before, as dedication fuels resourcefulness. 31. It is not what we get, but who we become, what we contribute, that gives meaning to our lives. Here's what that really means. The ultimate significance and fulfillment in life come from personal growth and the positive impact we make on others, rather than from material gains or self-serving achievements. 32. The secret to success it's no secret. It's called work your ass off and find a way to add more value to people's lives than anyone else does. This quote reminds us that true success is not a mystery, but the direct result of intense effort combined with a relentless focus on providing superior value to others. Hard work and unique contribution are key. 33. Don't try to be perfect. Just be an excellent example of being human. Here's what that really means. Instead of striving for an unattainable flawlessness, focus on embodying the best qualities of humanity, including authenticity and resilience through imperfections. Be a great human, not a perfect one. 34. Any idiot can point out a problem. A leader is willing to do something about it. Leaders solve problems. This quote reminds us that while identifying issues is easy, genuine leadership is distinguished by the willingness and capability to proactively address and resolve those problems. Leaders are solution-oriented. 35. Love is not a business. It's not a transaction. It's not an exchange or something you get for doing something. It's not a trade. It's a gift. Here's what that really means. True love is a selfless, unconditional offering that is given freely. Rather than being a reciprocal exchange or a conditional agreement, it exists beyond mere transactional dynamics. 36. One skill you want to master in this day and age we live in, if you want to have an extraordinary life, is the ability to learn rapidly. This quote reminds us that in a fast-changing world, the capacity to quickly acquire new knowledge and adapt to new information is essential for achieving an exceptional and successful life. Hard work and unique contribution are key. 37. It's not about your resources. It's about your resourcefulness. Here's what that really means. Success depends less on the abundance of your assets and more on your ability to creatively and ingeniously utilize what you have to solve problems and achieve goals. Ingenuity triumphs over mere possessions. 38. Where focus goes, energy flows. This quote reminds us that your attention directs your effort and vitality. The things you concentrate on will receive your most significant energy investment, causing them to grow. 39. The secret of unleashing your true power is setting goals that are exciting enough that they truly inspire your creativity and ignite your passion. Here's what that really means. To unlock your full potential, pursue objectives that are deeply motivating and align with your core passions, as this connection will fuel your creativity and drive. 40. Change is inevitable. Progress is optional. This quote reminds us that while life constantly shifts and evolves, positive advancement is not guaranteed. True progress requires conscious effort and deliberate action, unlike the automatic nature of change.
41. If you can't, you must. If you must, you can. Most people fail in life because they major in minor things. Quality questions create a quality life. Successful people ask better questions, and as a result, they get better answers. It is in your moments of decision that your destiny is shaped. This quote reminds us that, when faced with a perceived impossibility or necessary challenge, you possess the inherent ability to overcome it. Success hinges on prioritizing major goals, asking insightful questions, and making impactful decisions that shape your destiny. 42. Contrary to popular wisdom, knowledge is not power, it's potential power. Knowledge is not mastery, execution is mastery. Execution will trump knowledge every day of the week. Here's what that really means. Knowledge alone is merely potential. Its true power and mastery are only realized through consistent and effective action. Implementing what you know is always more impactful than just possessing information. 43. The strongest force in the universe is a human being living consistently with his identity. This quote reminds us that the most powerful influence a person can wield comes from living authentically and in unwavering alignment with their true self and values. Integrity generates immense power. 44. Most people aren't really happy, but they aren't unhappy enough to do anything about it. That's a dangerous place to be. Here's what that really means. Being trapped in comfortable mediocrity, where dissatisfaction isn't acute enough to prompt action, is a perilous state that prevents personal growth and the pursuit of true fulfillment. 45. If you don't make a conscious effort to control your focus and decide in advance which things you're going to focus on, you'll be so pulled by the demands of the world that you will soon find yourself living in reaction rather than living a life plan you've designed for yourself. This quote reminds us that, without deliberately choosing your priorities and directing your attention, external demands will dictate your life. Consciously managing your focus is essential for living intentionally. 46. Obstacles are merely a call to strengthen your resolve to achieve your worthwhile goals. Here's what that really means. Challenges are not roadblocks, but opportunities to test and reinforce your determination. They serve to harden your commitment to meaningful objectives. 47. You can't always control the wind, but you can control your sails. This quote reminds us that, while you cannot dictate external circumstances, you can always choose how you react and adapt to them to navigate towards your goals. You have agency over your response. 48. In order to be happy, human beings must feel they are continuing to grow. Clearly, we must adopt the concept of continuous improvement as a daily principle. Here's what that really means. For true happiness, humans need a sense of ongoing personal development. Embracing continuous self-improvement as a daily practice is vital for contentment. 50. How you feel is not the result of what is happening in your life. It is your interpretation of what is happening in your life. This quote reminds us that your emotional state is determined by your perception and meaning-making of events, not by the events themselves. Your interpretation shapes your feelings.
As this collection of empowering wisdom concludes, remember, the greatest victories often come after the hardest struggles. Let these quotes be your unwavering reminder that you have the inner strength to persevere even when you feel like quitting. If these words ignited your spirit, please like this video, share it with someone who needs a push, and subscribe to The Mind Shelf for more empowering content. Keep pushing forward. You've got this.